Welcome, Karim.
Hi, Samir.
Pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be with you.
So, Karim, let's start with a simple question. What is life for you?
That's a deep question. Life to me is just being happy and living for a purpose and bearing some responsibility. That's my core beliefs about life, is to add a value.
To add a value, living happy, living my purpose.
Yes.
That sounds good. So, again, to the people who are watching us, I remind you, I'm asking questions that Karim doesn't know about. So he's just responding from a place of presence. And that's the whole concept. Karim, so as you know, a very famous concept in our school is the concept of tar.
Yes.
So how can you describe your relationship to tar?
I feel it's like a cycle, and you're just asking me the question while I was having the tar coming in, or its turn in the cycle. It was just last week or last 2 weeks, so I was feeling a bit down. I felt it's like a container, and I feel like my jar was full last week. So I was a bit irritable. I was nervous. My tolerance was very low, and even my partner, she felt it. I felt it kept building up from maybe problems at work, from maybe I'm not satisfying with my own performance in life a little bit, hearing some close family members complaining, and I feel bad for them and I get emotionally engaged. All this adds. So I reached my own tar capacity. So I didn't feel good about myself at that time. And I believe that my own tar, it's connected to close people around me, and of course my own self.
Your own tar is connected to close people around you and your own self.
Yeah.
So, hearing you saying that, I'm curious to know, Karim, if you can tell us about one specific piece of tar that you managed to deal with it somehow. What could that be? Tell us a story.
Well, so one of the very fresh stories is the story of losing my job, and the reasons to it and the consequences. يعني work, of course, it's to do your part, contribute to the community, uh, do your profession. But for me, also work is a lot about ethics and morals, and being in a healthy environment. So although being there for many years, when I felt that the environment is not that healthy, and I was having a lot of arguments, and I would say they are shallow, stupid arguments, but it keeps hunting me and hunting my mood. I realized that all these arguments and being in an unhealthy environment, it started haunting my personal life. So my worst qualities and impurities started floating to the surface. So it was a very hard challenge for me, or a hard decision to take, I need the job. I need my source of income. But I'm losing myself and I'm not being the best version of myself or the man I love to be, because it keeps getting the worst out of me. Uh, I had to take a conscious, bold decision of blowing it up and losing my job and quitting. I was surprised when I took this decision, although it means like I'm losing my source of income. But the amount of peace and happiness and excitement, even my wife used to tell me, like, why you're so excited like a little kid. I have my worries inside, yes, financially, but I having that peace of mind. So the arguments and being in the unhealthy environment at work, it was an unbearable tar and a black time in my life, especially in the last few months, that led me to say, enough is enough, no matter what the consequences will be. Now, as I already resigned, and I almost, like, in a week time, I'll be done with all my cases and I will be out of that clinic. I'm starting getting aware about another tar, which will be the lack of financial resources. What is holding me back is my own beliefs, and what is actually supporting me is my beliefs. I know that I left the clinic for a good purpose, and I'm sure that I will find another clinic, hopefully soon. But I cannot deny, out of being honest, that that is also another pressure inside, being that I am responsible of a family, and life here in Dubai is very expensive. So it's getting to me, but I'm still trying to hold my composure.
Hmm. So this is what I heard until now, and I'm trying to extract the wisdom from the story. The pressure and the working environment made you feel that you are losing yourself, losing the happy Karim who feel that he's living a purposeful life, what you taught us about in your relationship to life. And then the pressure kept building up. And then at a certain point, the turning point for you was when you decided just to let it explode and let go and resign from your job, because you cannot take this toxicity anymore. And then moving forward, yes, TARS comes and goes, yet what is supporting you is your belief. Now, the question is, if you can specify the belief that is carrying you right now for others to benefit from that. So the belief that's helping you, let's say, swim through the tar, swim out through the tar.
Yeah. First, I confirm that yes, everything you recapped with me is exactly what I felt and I meant. And my belief, actually, it's a very, it comes from a religious and spiritual point of view, that your, whatever we call it, income, providence in life is granted. I believe that God granted for me my bread and butter, my income. Of course, I need to do the job, but He gave me in my hand the responsibility for my self-respect and for my happiness. That's why I chose to do an action towards my self-respect and my honesty at work, and my to keep my ethics at work and towards my happiness. And I have complete and blind trust in God that His part He will fulfill to me. I'm applying now for new jobs and new clinics, and I'm sure that one will open up and show just in the right time.
That is, I think this is the nugget. This is the wisdom that I'm hearing here. So, when the outside world, when the working environment is toxic and pressure-centric, let's say, Karim had the choice. Either he chooses his self-respect and to be more happy with himself, or the job and the financial security of the job. And Karim chose his self-respect. But what enabled him to choose, or what gave him the luxury to make this choice, was a certain belief that he had through his religion. Whatever the religion is. And this belief is that you will be provided your share of life as long you just do what you need to do. Yet you have the responsibility, first and foremost, the responsibility towards yourself, which is your self-respect and your happiness is your own responsibility. This is what you are truly responsible for. Yet, like every other animal on the planet, you just need to get out at the morning and trying to reach out for your food, the means to survive and to live physically, and then God will provide, according to Karim's belief, with the same way that God provides the seed for a bird or a green plant for a lizard that's coming out in the desert or that's coming out from a rock. It is this belief that helped Karim move forward, and that allowing him as well to manage the tar and the insecurities, because as human beings we like we like everything to be under control somehow, to be predictable. Yeah, the predictability. So what allowed him to navigate this predictability is this belief. Now, whatever you believe in, if it's God, nature, abundance, and so on, the law of attraction, however, the kind of belief that you want to practice. Yet, this is the wisdom that's coming from Karim's story. Karim, thank you so much for your story and for your wisdom.
Thank you for listening and for the analysis. It even makes it clearer to me. Like, I enjoyed listening to myself through you again and having this reflection. So seriously, thank you very much.
You are more than welcome. Here you go, everyone. So this is our episode for today. Just a story and finding the wisdom within it. Every story, your story, contains a lot of wisdom. You just need to look closer and you will find it. Have a great day and see you in the next episode.